Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go. Hi, thank you so much for being here. My name's Joy. This is Big Things, Little Things, Big Feelings. I've already messed up the title. Okay, I'm coming back from a break. Took a break over the summer. We're back, and hello. I'm going to start over. My name is Joy. This podcast is called Little Things, Big Feelings. And I'm just now realizing, in this exact moment, I was right now years old, when I remembered, I've known this, but I'm remembering when you take a break from something, it's really cool. You can come back super refreshed, but you're not going to be on top of your game. I mean, I got my name right, that's great. I'm excited about that. But I've missed you. I really missed you. Thank you for waiting for me. Thanks for being here. I might have to remind everybody to get back in the habit. I'm going to remind myself to get back in the habit of doing this. So be patient with me. Man, that's embarrassing. When we very first started this, producer James used to be like, "Is it big or what little? What is it called? What is it called?" And I just thought, you're so silly. It's called Little Things, Big Feelings. I got really big feelings about little things like taking a summer break over, whatever, nothing. We're gonna talk about really little things, but lots of feelings. And now when he hears this, he's gonna be real validated. I mean, which is fine, I guess. I hope you had a great summer. Honestly, when I decided to take a break, I was like, well, should I come back when the kids start school again? Should I come back when Labor Day is over? Should I come back and I just decided I'm going to come back. I'm not going to come out. I'm going to come back when I'm darn good and ready. That's my new thing. It's like the rules about this day means this and this time means this and here's the season for this and here's the season for that. I'm over it. Like this fight about it's too early for pumpkin spice and it's this and it's you can't do your Christmas music. Like, out of all the madness in our world, I really don't care what you wear, what you listen to, or when. Okay? Now, if we're in a group setting and maybe everybody in the group is not super into Christmas carols in June, that's fine. We can still vote for what we want. But this thing of like shaming people for this and you can't do this. You've got to celebrate Thanksgiving before this. I don't got to do anything. Okay? And neither do you. So let's let that go. So I've let go. This is coming out today or the day it dropped. If you're listening to it 4 weeks later, hello. Hi, happy to have you here. But I do want to encourage you, if you ever need a break from something you have the ability to take a break from, because before I get going on this, and a lot of moms are going to say, yeah, I want a break from deciding what my family is going to eat every day for the rest of their lives. I really need a break from that. And I will say, I actually think we could work something out there. We could do a little 2-week break and someone else can decide and cook. Someone else can decide and clean. Someone else can decide and order. Someone else can show up at the door with it and we'll figure that out. But if there's something you can take a break from, I can't just up and take a 3-month break from work. That's just not that's not our agreement. That's not in my financial life. I can only imagine what I would do on just a full break from work. I would love to act like I'm going to do all these cool things, but I would probably just like get to the end of Netflix and be like, okay, it's time for HBO Max or something ridiculous. But This break from this podcast, as much as I love this and love being here and love chatting with you and absolutely adore hearing back from you, I did need a specific kind of break. And not just to not do something and to not have something on my plate, but I needed some space that I'm not really sure I knew I needed. There were a couple things on my to-do list that I needed to kind of deep dive into. And I'm not necessarily saying, oh, I couldn't do that and live my life and have a podcast. But it felt like that. You know, have you ever just been like, this may or may not be true, but this is definitely how I'm feeling. And my feelings are strong enough to say, we got to do something about it. So some people might think this is super silly, but there were a lot of things on my to-do list that were falling through the cracks. And I know this happens to other people because I'll just be chatting with someone and be like, you know what? I meant to go to the dentist for like the last 5 years and haven't done it. And for someone like me that loves a dental cleaning, I love a dental cleaning. That doesn't make much sense to me. But there's other things that I sure haven't, like, probably should sit down with the finance guy. Probably should. There's a million things. So I get that concept of like, no, I want to do this thing, but I have not done it. And now it's been a long time. My glasses were suddenly, like, I just feel like one day my eyesight just fell off a cliff. And I was like, well, these glasses don't work anymore. And I was trying to clean them and clean them and clean them and clean them and clean them. And granted, I'm not able to get any pair of glasses clean ever. That's not in my skill set. That's not for me. I'm not able to do it for some reason. But no matter how clean I did get them, they still weren't working. And so I had to admit to myself, like, hey, it's probably time to go see the old eye doctor, see what's happened. I was a person that never needed glasses her whole life. Then at 40, it was like, yeah, I can see, but everything, my eyeballs hurt constantly. So got some glasses, felt better. And then here we are a few years later, absolute, like, fell off a cliff. Can't see a thing. And while I was in my little, okay, this is my break time. This is my space to figure out what's what. And you know what? Why, if I were going to try contacts, this is the time. Here's the time. You're getting a brand new prescription. Why don't you see what's what with contacts? Because the thing about the not being able to clean glasses, that's me, 100%. I'm not kidding. That's a big part of it. Number 2, I missed seeing my own eyes. And I've been doing a deep dive to make sure my eyelashes are, where we want them. Here's the just regular daily look. If we're going to go out, we got something. Like, I'm sick of hiding those things behind glasses. Okay? I can't zoom in, but I'm tired of hiding that behind glasses. I mean, let's go. And these lights reflecting in my glasses look ridiculous. So there's numerous reasons that I was going to go learn. I was like, this is probably my time to go learn how to put in contacts. And if you've never worn contacts, they literally have a little class for you to go to. They sent me this some YouTube how-to video, how to put in contacts. It's probably designed for like a 13-year-old person, but it's going to me because I've never worn a contact before. And I go to this little class. It's just one lady and me, and there's a little sink there where you can wash your hands, and you have a mirror. And I expected a lot of awkwardness. I expected it to be weird to try to shove my finger in my eyeball. That makes sense to me. I thought, this is going to be kind of funny. I wonder how this is going to go. Not easy, I'm assuming. Thank goodness I'm a nurse. Hopefully that helps a little bit because I'm not like weirded out by that stuff. But I sure was. And I go and I'm trying to put the contact in, and she shows me this contact flipped one way, and she's like, see how this is more like a V than a U, and you flip it the other way and that's more like a U. And I said, I really want to see what you're seeing. I want to see what you're talking about. They both look the same to me. So am I going to put my contact in inside out? Almost certainly. Hopefully I'll be able to tell. She's like, oh, you'll learn. You'll get it. And then I'm starting to put them in my eye. I put it in. She's like, you gotta really hold your eye open. You can't close your eye. And I'm like, ma'am, I understand that. I understand if I want something to go in, I've got to have it open. This part right here understands that. I get that. How though do I not? How do I not? Like, I would hold my eye open so as hard as I could, and then I'm just fighting with everything I have. And the second I put my hands on my eyes, I'm like, whoa, am I stretching out my eyes? Am I creating like wrinkles? Should I even be doing this? Do I need to bail on this immediately? Am I just going to have fully like, I have to get a whole bluff? I have to get an eyelid raise, like all the stars are doing these days, because I'm just pulling my eyes, constantly pulling on this little gentle skin around my eye. Am I just going to wake up in 2 months and look 68? Like, what's the plan? So I'm having all these thoughts as this poor woman is just standing there like, can you just stick that thing in your eyeball? Because I need to like put the check mark by this and move on to my next patient. So I'm trying really hard. Believe it or not, I'm trying really hard. I'm trying to keep that thing open. I'm trying to be strong. I'm trying to tell myself like, hey, I know your eyeball doesn't want anything coming at it. I know it's very natural to close your eye when something's coming at it, but this is intentional. You're choosing this. This is safe. You're safe. And so I got the contact and I made contact with my eye, and I was like so over the moon excited. Like, okay, if I can do this quickly, I won't cause all this trauma. I won't cause all this aging. I can get used to this. I can do this life. And I go to like blink it in or whatever, and the whole thing just falls apart. And she's like, okay, you did good, but you're not pressing hard enough. I said, what do you mean pressing? She's like, you have to push hard enough to get it to kind of grasp onto the eye. I said, ma'am, there's no way. Just the fact that I made contact was a huge success. But I have to like press it in. Am I like, what? She's like, it's fine. Just do it. Knowing she's sick of this because she does this every single day. And I'm like, I'm the first person to ever wear contacts ever. And how do you push on your eyeball? This is so ridiculous. And she's just absolutely, completely over it. Reasonably so. But I'm like, I cannot put pressure onto my sweet little eyeball to get it to, like, this is not going to work. I don't think this is going to work. This is not for me. And she's probably like, great, goodbye. I push through that though, and I get my contacts in. And so I've had what I would think are reasonable, like, ups and downs since. But when I tell you mentally, I needed a little bit of space for that. I just needed a little bit of space for that. I had to learn how to order them. if you're not a contact wearer, do you think there would be, and this is a yes or no question, do you think there would be an easy way to know which contact, left or right, you're ordering, putting in your eye, putting in your container, cleaning to put in there? That's an obvious answer, yes, right? No. There's a whole little terminology and they have their own little OD and O whatever. I don't even know what they are. I just know that I have to memorize. I have to have a little fun way that ChatGPT taught me to remember that OD is my right eye. That's why I need mental space for this. Like, not only is it completely unnatural for me to be yanking this eye open, something coming straight at it, me saying, oh, this is fine, just put it in there, just look straight so that the certain curve of your eye gets hit by the contact. And then once you make contact, keep it open and press it. Press it in. And press in. Does it say left? Nope. It just says 2 letters that you had to memorize means left. So, was I just kicking back on my break, doing nothing? A little bit. But in some ways, I was like fighting the good fight of life. Making these kind of big changes at my age, it is frustrating. And it's a little bit scary. Like, is this, are new things going to be this hard for me going forward? Or even harder? I don't know. All I hope is that I don't quit trying new things. I really hope I didn't run you all off with this. People cannot talk about eyeballs. I have also noticed, I've also learned this. People have a really hard time talking about eyes. And I get it. Gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. But I also feel like I conquered something huge. Something that a lot of my friends conquered in like 6th grade. But you know what? I didn't have that challenge in the 6th grade. I have it today. And I have the OD and I don't even remember the other one. Because I only have space to remember one. And thank God for ChatGPT. That was another thing I did a little bit of a deep dive with. I was like, I got to get to know this guy. Or whoever this is, this thing. We'll chat about that too. But my hope is that you had an amazing summer. You're having an amazing fall. My hope is that whatever is coming at you, this way or that way, I hope you meet it face on. And I hope you'll be back with me next week. And we'll chat about something hopefully less heebie-jeebie-ish. Love you.
Thanks for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. I'm James, the producer, editor, director, and executive producer. Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Honestly, forget TikTok. I don't even know how to use it anyway.
You don't know how to use it anyway.
James.
Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.